Everybody get a good seat? Everybody, how'd everybody's evening go? Still nursing the hangovers, are we? Hi, Mike. Oh, boy, too much buffalo chicken dip. Did anybody go the buffalo chicken dip route for the games yesterday? I fell into that trap. I was caught in a trap. I can't hold out because I love buffalo chicken dip too much, baby. Why can't you see what it's doing to me when I'm sitting on the toilet all day? We can't go on together with this much dire. You see what I'm going for here. I don't want to beat the bit to death. This is what I had yesterday. Well, it was such an easy game to play. Yeah, there it is. That's the tough. That's the ticket. That's what it's all about right there for headset for Commanders Lions. We start by saying congratulations to all of the wonderfully accepting and tolerant Washington Commanders fans out there. Tremendous season that continues. 45-31 over the 1 seed. They are now 14-5. Commanders are outgained total yards through the air, rushing yards per play, first downs, fourth down efficiency, and none of it fucking mattered because they were clearly the best team on the field. And it wasn't even really that close once the second half rolled around. It felt inevitable. It felt like, the blitzkrieg rolling into town. And while I was watching that, I was eating this. This is my wife's buffalo chicken dip. Which I can't tell you why it's better than any other buffalo chicken dip I've ever had. I can only tell you that I'm not an expert in a lot of things. And one of the things I'm an expert in is cheesy dips. And I know the good ones and I know the bad ones. And I know what constitutes something that is next tier, next level. I think it's the basicness of the ingredients that she uses. I always give out the recipe for the Super Bowl. So when the Ooper Say Old Bay rolls around, trust and believe I will be posting her ladyship, Queen Dukes of Oakton Falls' recipe for this shit. Now, I was on the turlet for an extended amount of time. I woke up at 9:30 and went downstairs to do this stream, and I said, wait a minute, I better go to the water closet first. And I was there from then until now. Now, I'm not saying it's the dip's fault. I'm saying it's somebody's fault. And I don't like to accept blame. But we went with the Frito scoops, and we went with the chopped up celery, and it was fantastic, and it looked the same going out as it did going in, yada, yada, yada. Next level dip. Dip so thick, I didn't even have to order fucking pizza. Oh, I already see some of you in the chat talking about what I want to talk about today. So let's set things up. I won't be here. I know there's a game coming up. I like to watch football, just like the rest of you. So I just wanted to go through a couple of things today, and then hopefully, if in the future you hear people speaking to me about these issues, perhaps you can refer them to this video. Apologies for the appearance. I just attempted to go out and shovel, but I was getting pelted with hail and sleet and snow. And so I gave up on trying to shovel away all of the chunked up fucking dinosaur ice that has developed over the past week where nothing has melted in the Northern Virginia area, and said, fuck it, I will just wait for this shit to end and go out and shovel again. So that is why I look a bit discombobulated here. Celery that's disgusting. Paul, I'm going to ask you for a favor, and I really appreciate you listening to the show. I don't think I've ever had one conversation with you where you haven't told me about your asshole and what comes out of it. And I really, if I could just put in a request, I appreciate all the support. I love our chats in the store. But if I could stop hearing about what's coming out of your butt, I will take it as a personal favor. Now, is that hypocritical because of what I opened up the show with? Yes. But if you would like to host a show where you talk about your asshole and what comes out of it, you can go sign up for a YouTube account. I've chosen that. But if I could stop hearing about your bowel movements, I would just take that as a personal favor. I mean no disrespect. There's very few bowel movements I like to hear about, even though I've hosted an entire show listening to other people's bowel movements, of which we do plan on making a sequel to that. So I hope you all are buckled in and ready for that. And I'm going to also disagree with you that I don't think the fact that I ate a quart of buffalo chicken dip, you think the celery is what caused my discomfort this morning. I will respectfully disagree. If you'd like to voice your opinion on this, I'm not going to beg for super chats. That's a bit embarrassing. But what I will say is I'm not putting the free chat up on the screen. If you do have a thought, comment, question, or query, it only takes $1.99 super chat. I don't put a lot of shows are popular enough to put a barrier on the dollar amount. If you want to say something nasty to me, it's fine. It's just going to be $1.99. And when the super chat comes up, I'll throw it up on the screen. That's fine. And all of you, again, I don't blame anyone for their opinion. I just want to clear a few things up because there seems to be a lot of confusion out there. And I think a lot of people don't subscribe to my show. They don't listen to my show. So they haven't heard me speak on this plainly and succinctly for the past 3.5, now going on 4 years. So there's a little confusion. I think that's why there's so much tumult when it comes to my commenting on the Commanders. Do I think my opinion holds a lot of water with Commanders fans? Probably not. It should, because I was a fan for 42 years, 41. I can't remember now. Whenever I got canceled is when I made the switch. I had thought about it beforehand. There's a picture of me. I'm going to look it up. I want to be as open and honest about this as I possibly can, so there's no more questions. And that's why if you have any fucking questions or you don't understand, I assume if you're in here, you care about whether or not I root for the Washington Commanders. And maybe you're confused that if you see me tweeting about the Washington Commanders, you think that that's some sort of a sign that I've capitulated and I've bent the knee and I'm back pledging fealty. I'll start with this. I've never been a Washington Commanders fan. Never, not once. When I left, they were the Washington football team. And that was a bitter pill to swallow. You're going to find, if you care, and I don't expect you to care, but if you do care, this was not any one certain thing. That wasn't just the people that message me and say, Dan Snyder's gone, now you can come back, or the team is winning now you can come back. Like the team had fuck all to do with their record, had fuck all to do with my support. No, it had to do with, that's the way I was fucking raised, is I was raised a fan of that team. And I didn't get to see them do a lot of winning. When they were doing their winning, I was a little bitty kitty, like most of you, I would assume. This is the picture where I decided. Let's get the date. September 10th, 2021. A date that will live in infamy. I bought this hat off the Titans website, and this is the first time I decided to wear it out. This is at Flying Ace Farm. That's 4 years ago, whatever it is. That's when it was. So I've been a Titans fan since 2021. For the people accusing me of saying it's a bit, I'm not that good. I can't Andy Warhol this bitch. I can't fucking is Andy Warhol the right Andy? Hold on. Kaufman. I won't be painting any soup cans for you either, but I can't Andy Kaufman this bitch. I can't Jim Carrey up in this motherfucker. So that's when it was. That's the time frame. So it's not a Johnny come lately thing. Um, I chose the Titans because I spent an enormous amount of time in Tennessee as a kid. We went there every single summer to Gatlinburg, to Pigeon Forge, to the Smoky Mountains. I have great memories of Tennessee. I love the state. It's gorgeous. I love spending time there. And I wanted a team that I thought at the time was being run well, and I thought was in driving distance, and I thought was in a place that I would like to be. And I narrowed it down to the Arizona Cardinals, the Tennessee Titans, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Cleveland Browns. Those were the teams that I narrowed it down to. And lo and behold, for whatever reason, I couldn't be a Buccaneers fan at the time because Tom Brady was the fucking winning Super Bowls. That's why it's been such an interesting roller coaster ride because when I became a fan, they won 13 games and were the 1 seed, and everyone thought that I would just jumped on the bandwagon. I love Derrick Henry. I love Derrick Henry since he went to Alabama. I've been watching his entire career. That was an added bonus to be able to watch that guy play. There was a bunch of reasons, none of which really mattered to anyone here. But I just want to go through some of these tweets that I got yesterday and perhaps explain what is going on. If you are super chatting, thank you. I'll put them up. Didn't eat buffalo chicken dip tax. Yes, if you didn't eat buffalo chicken dip yesterday during the games, or you don't plan on eating buffalo chicken dip today during the games, you owe cash on the barrel head. That'll be $2. Send it over like Matt True 180 Daniel did here. He understands the gimmicks. Corey, read it. Corey, you've done enough. $49.99. Thank you so much, buddy. Still riding high from last night. Another attack your fan. Hey, look, man, people can attack. It's a complicated thing. I'm actually flattered. I'm flattered when people care enough to fucking shoot me a tweet either way. But Corey, I tell you what, man, that is great.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man.
A $50 super chat on a Sunday morning or afternoon is not anything that I plan to encounter today. So thank you very much, buddy. Thank you for always being so supportive. Josh Kim, $1.99, caring about another man's fandom mob behavior. Well, yeah, yes and no. You know, when I was rooting for the Redskins, it was cool when Matthew McConaughey would show up in the box. You know, it was cool when Daniel Earnhardt would tweet about the team because not many people were. There weren't a lot of celebrity Redskins fans. I mean, the Yankees and the Lakers, and go down the list of all the ones you know about. Even the Eagles, like you just see dozens and dozens and dozens of celebrities that are fans. So I will agree and disagree, Josh. I think as angry as people get, let me see if I can. Let me just pull this up. I have a lot of feedback that I got yesterday, and the people that are just tweeting at me, you are not welcome back. Go away. We don't want you anymore. I'll pull this one up just to start with. There's lots of them. I got a lot of traction yesterday. This one. Go away, not welcome back. And I tweeted out, the fan base is torn like Natalie Imbruglia when it comes to Schoode. And look, I got a lot of people. You can see the responses that are saying, we welcome you back. We welcome you back. I want to make sure I'm very clear about this. And Josh Kim, thank you. Parlay Popes, thank you. $5 super chat. I left when they hired Jim Zorn. That was good enough for me. Yeah, I mean, everyone's got their fucking breaking point. My breaking point was a confluence of factors. I think the Redskins are pussies to caving in to the social justice, woke fucking bullshit, false anger, virtue signaling mob that went out there trying to ruin everyone's life, including my life. I wouldn't let them, of course, but they tried. And Washington caved into that. I know it was a multitude of reasons. I know it was a crazy time, but that turned my fucking stomach. There's a bunch of reasons why I decided this franchise was no longer for me. And I would be lying if I told you there wasn't some resentment that I probably have twisted up in the fabric of what happened to me and what happened to the team, where I resent the people that just dusted themselves off and said, yeah, now I'm going to root for this block letter fucking W on the side of the helmet. There's a little level of cowardice there, in my opinion, which, again, I don't hold against you, but this is just my mindset. I want to make this very clear to the people that are telling me that I'm not welcome back. And that is a lot of people. That's a lot of people. This one I thought was fucking a little. Here's where it gets a little over the top. This guy's got a heart on for me. He sent me about 100 tweets yesterday. Dude, you left. You deal with the consequences. You are a smudge on your father's legacy. I would never betray my old man like that. And then somehow goes on to tell me that he enjoys my content. You got to go get some fucking help, dude. If you think that I have besmirched my father's legacy because I chose to root for the Titans, who are the laughing stock of the league, statistically the worst team in the league. You can look at the draft order. Take a look at the fucking draft order if you don't believe me that the team I chose to go root for. And by the way, I've not jumped ship. All the Jeff Schools of the world telling me it's time to go look for another team. You don't know fuck all about me and my loyalty. You have no clue what you're talking about. I loved it when the Redskins won 2 games. I loved it when they got swept by the Dallas Cowboys. You know why? Because when I went to Lake Braddock Secondary School, and I was in 7th or 8th grade, I can't remember, the last time they won, Super Bowl 26, I wore a Redskins hat in to lunch after they won the Super Bowl and got told that I was a bandwagon fan. And I will never, and I don't remember the kid's name, but I remember his fucking punchable fucking face. And if I was a real person, I would have hit him right then and gotten suspended, but I was a pussy boy in middle school and high school and didn't do any of that shit. So I would much rather be in the mud and have people know that I'm a real fucking fan than come walking back because they're in the NFC Championship game. What the fuck do you think of me? You listen to me on the radio for 5 hours a fucking day and you think that what I'm made up of, the guts I have inside of this fat carapace, is someone that would wait until they get good and then come back? Get fucked. Nobody's coming back. I'll never be back. I've never said I'll come back. I never threatened to come back. I don't want to be back. There's no back. It's an ex-wife. If you got an ex-wife, you know how I feel. You don't wish you're dead. You hope that the kids are all right. But I'm so far fucking on. I've met a girl with an ass that tastes like French vanilla ice cream, as far as I'm concerned. Nobody wants to come back. And I don't mean any disrespect. I'm not trying to be an asshole. And I want everybody to enjoy this. My dad is a fan. My brother is a fan. Most of my listeners are fans. I have lots of friends and family that are fans. I'm happy for them. I sent a bunch of texts. Look at all these Texases I got. I sent a bunch of Texases out like the movie, trying to get Oathman to come out of the hotel room at Doggy Jam, trying to fuck all these hoes. Oathman ordered the mozzarella sticks. He got the extreme fajitas. He got the pizza shooters. And then he went to bed at 8 o'clock. I'm happy for you motherfuckers. I know too many people that their lives are better because of this. It seems a little silly now as someone that's so jaded from talking about sports for so long that it just feels ridiculous how deeply people's passions run and how twisted and tied up it is with other things, the anger they feel in their everyday life that just explodes out all over to the internet, fighting with other fans, fighting with other teams' fans. All that shit seems fucking ridiculous to me. I enjoy football. I can't tell you how much more incensed I am about what happened with Patrick Mahomes yesterday. And the fact that the sport that I love and the sport that I want to watch is being fucking corrupted, is being perverted for that piece of shit. That spicy, fucking zesty, mincing piece of shit slowing down before he leaves. You've besmirched your legacy, dog, for 15 yards. Everybody saw that shit. Troy Aikman is on national TV criticizing the referees. Every single Texans player in the locker room afterwards, we know we were up against them all. The coach coming out. The fucking Emperor's clothes are on the floor on fire. The NFL is willing to burn it down like Seth Rollins to protect Pat Mahomes. I have no problem with that hit they laid on Jared Goff, that the Commanders laid on Jared Goff en route to that interception return. No fucking problem with it. That motherfucker, if you don't want to get hit and you're a quarterback and you throw an awful pick six, get the fuck off the field. Back off the field, pussy. Go put your red jersey on. You're a football player now. I'm way more angry about that than anything going on with the fucking Commanders. And I'm not saying it to be antagonistic. It's dead inside. The amount of tweets I get about feeling it has to feel this way and you've got to be in your feels. Let me see if I can find this one right here. This one right here is fun for me. I mean, there's a lot of them. How can you watch this with your history and not feel a thing? Bro, people have babies. People have babies with people they don't feel anything for. I worked with guys for 10 or 15 years. I get fired. I haven't heard shit from them. And they haven't heard shit from me. What the fuck are you talking about? Feel something? It's a big bloated entity that doesn't know if I'm alive or dead. What are you talking about? And you can see some of the responses. I want to get this guy. This guy has got it up his fucking ass. This dude, anytime I tweet anything about the Commanders, it's instantaneously. He's all up in my shit. And it's been years now. Again, my response was, dude, I'm chilling. I'm happy for you. Just enjoy yourself. And look how in his feelings this guy is. What about me saying I'm happy for you gets you this way? Go find this guy, Robert. If you hate me, you and this dude should go get a fucking espresso. If you think I'm some sort of a pussy fucking Benedict Arnold, then you and this guy are going to get along real well. Buy yourself a couple of Carnation instant breakfasts and start your day off with some Scorn Flakes for your pal the Shootster. I cannot tell you how excited I am for the draft. I can't tell you how excited I am to watch the Tennessee Titans draft Cam Ward and fuck it all up. I'm not an idiot. I've been watching football my whole life. So yesterday, what I was doing is honestly and openly having a conversation about the game because I knew my old man was watching. I knew my brother were watching. And the old man used to love the Bud Ices. He called them the Penguins. He'd get all drunked up, fall in the fucking pool, fall down the fucking stairs. Dad, what happened? The Penguins got me, boy. So we went out to buy the buffalo chicken dip. And out of fucking nowhere, I haven't seen a Bud Ice in 25 years. I haven't seen a container of Bud Ice. And we're out at the Safeway, which was terrible, by the way. Fuck Safeway. Harris Teeter, Wegmans, Whole Foods, Publix, anything. Safeway and Giant, what happened to you? What happened to you? I used to love just strolling up and down your aisle. Safeway Select Soda, 25 cents. Rolling Valley Mall, fuck out of here. Wait a minute. I thought that was Shoppers Food Warehouse. Where was the Safeway? Was that in Burke Commons? Help me out. Is that a Safeway over by El Pueblo? El Pueblo. This is where it all came from. I'm walking down the aisle of the grocery store. The Commanders are in the divisional round since whenever they were in the divisional round. It's been a long fucking time. I know my dad's going to watch. I'm not a fan anymore. I look over in the beer aisle, and there's a giant Bud Ice. The boss man's beer of choice my whole life. You know why? It was $5.99 a 12-pack, and it had 0.4% more alcohol. There's no romanticism to this. There's no father-son moment that's warm about this. But my dad was an alcoholic. Always is. I'm an alcoholic now. This was his favorite beer. I haven't seen one in 100 years, and the Commanders were playing. So I bought this beer, and I tweeted out about the game, and people started yelling at me. Let's take a look. We got some responses here. Who is this dude? Robbie Fox. Hale. What the fuck? Don't even get me started on y'all's catchphrases. Don't even get me started on the take command and the left hand up. I don't even want to get going. I don't want to turn this into an antagonistic thing. But Jesus Christ, have some fucking shame. That was it. It was like a weird coincidence that led to a bunch of memories, and I was trying to text the old man about it. I don't think he cares anymore either. That was kind of the biggest bummer of the night. I'm on a group chat with him and my brother. My brother's melting down and going nuts, and that's great. I'm glad he's still happy about it. But my dad's just giving us that's crazy. That's crazy. And it's like, oh, man, the boss man's out too? Or at least he doesn't care enough to come back strong? So the impetus of the whole thing was I have a lot of family emotion, and this is not a small thing in my neck of the woods. Like, my brother was super pissed at me when he realized it wasn't a bit. So to think that I would just wait for them to have some success, and then I come, hello, my baby, hello, my honey. First of all, how the fuck would that look? How embarrassing would that be for me? That lack of self-awareness. First of all, it ain't got nothing to do with winning. If you had to be a fan of that team and then talk about them for a living over and over and over again, Jim Zorn and Ron Rivera, fucking Robert Griffin III, and the Kirk Cousins franchising. I mean, just all the shit, schlock. You're just wading through that season after season. Trust me, it ain't got nothing to do with fucking winning. John Rage 10, Chad Duke Show, gifted memberships. Thank you so much, bud. Hope you guys enjoyed Chad Dukes versus the World. That's available on the channel. I did 4 hours on Friday. Actually went really well, I thought. Hope you have your gifted membership, accept gifted memberships turned on, because you might get a gifted membership, but you ain't getting no goddamn trout.
We don't sell no goddamn trout.
We don't sell it. Thank you, John Rage. I love you. In that way. Jeff School's $5 fat, no egg, no buffalo chicken tax, all paid. Washington was my favorite team to pull for with the Lions out. F anti-Schoode. It's not even an anti-Schoode. I don't put myself, I'm not narcissistic enough to believe that. It's, somebody betrayed me because they stopped rooting for the team that I root for. It's childish. It's like extraordinarily childish. But me making a big declarative statement about I'm no longer rooting for this football team, I'm rooting for this other football, that's childish too. All of this is childish. Thank you, Jeffrey Schools. No buffalo chicken tax paid. I actually feel bad for you guys. Like the fact that you're already acknowledging that you didn't have buffalo chicken dip yesterday and that you're not going to have any buffalo chicken dip today just makes me it makes me sad in the cockles, my friend. Thank you, Brian. Jason from CT is a long-suffering Jets fan. I love your decision to pull the ripcord. My dad went into his grave telling me to do the same. Yeah, bro. It's different for everybody else. Go find a tweet. Go find a tweet. Go find a Facebook post. Go find an Instagram message. Go find a reel. Go find an email. Go find a podcast where I'm fucking rallying the troops. Leave the Washington football team. Leave the former Redskins. Leave the Commanders. I don't give a fuck. It's up to you. It's how much you can take. I couldn't take it anymore. It's the best decision other than getting married or interning for the Junkies. Or, I've had some pivotal points in my life that I don't want to compare this to. But I got my Sundays back. I got them back. I can now sit and watch the Red Zone. I flip over if the Titans are playing, watch them for a little bit, get the shit kicked out of them. Fuck, that sucks. Well, maybe Levis will play better next week. Maybe Mason Rudolph has a shot. Wow, look at that. Tony Pollard was actually a good signing. Calvin Ridley got to 1,000 yards. We'll get him next year. Oh, look, they're wearing the Oilers uniforms. I like that. It's not this rip my fucking guts out and ruin my fucking Sunday, and now I've got to go in and talk about it for the rest of the week. Not that it was a hard job, but you guys got to understand, if you love a fucking team and they're dog shit, and they're dog shit in a way nobody can understand. Like, they're dog shit in a way they're getting attacked about their name, about their ownership. The owner's cutting down the fucking trees. He's suing the fan base. No fucking, absolutely no respect from the national media. They beat the Cowboys. There isn't one word mentioned about the Redskins beating the Cowboys. Tim Hasselbeck beats the Cowboys. One of their fucking backup, Sage Rosenfels, figures out a way. Todd Husak figures out a way to beat the Cowboys. You're not going to hear word fucking one. It's all going to be about the Cowboys and what that means for the Eagles or the Giants. That would be the whole fucking week. The whole week. It was a weird type of sports fandom trauma. And to not have that anymore. To be like, oh, man, look at that. Aaron Rodgers actually had a good game. Oh, boy, Christian McCaffrey's hurt. Like, it's just, and then my wife's like, do you want to go out for dinner? Yeah, let's go out for dinner. I'll catch the highlights later. Oh, didn't have that on Sundays when the Redskins were getting their shit pushed in, and I cared as much as I cared about a loved one. Find the fucking tape, clip it, of me asking anybody to come with me. This ain't P. Diddy and Godzilla to fucking ripping off Led Zeppelin. Matthew Broderick, come with me. Nah, 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 nah. Am I an idiot if I like that song still? Don't answer that. Slider, what it is, my dude. Thank you so much for all the great Photoshops you work up for the Chad Duke Show. Living rent-free in so many grown men's minds is so bizarre. Well, don't do me no good, I'll tell you that much. It does not do me any good. They don't send super chats. But, I mean, it is a weird thing to witness, especially if I'm being complimentary. Like, if I was on there trolling, believe me, I could go on there and be the C word. I got ammo for fucking days, weeks, months, millennia. I go on there and twist everybody up. I think that's low rent. I don't equate. Negative tension comes with the territory. It always has. If you're going to do this for a living, if you're going to speak and give strong opinions for a living, there's going to be assholes that hate you, and there's going to be the weirdos that take it too far. That's what you sign up for. You can't get away from that. But I don't equate negative attention with positive attention. I can't do what Skip Bayless does. I can't do what Stephen A. Smith does, or go down the list. There's so many YouTube shows that are just based, even Kill Kenny. Like, I can't fucking do it. Like, if there is negativity or I have a strong opinion, or I'm going to say something critical and it happens, fine, so be it. But to just go and troll, yeah. I mean, it just seems like such a waste of fucking time. What is up, Ant-Man? Ant-Man drank, I think, 13 Miller Lights about 8 feet from where I am right last night. Fat tax, dip tax. I gained 5 pounds since Friday. Technically, Ant-Man, you owe another $1.99. I'd like to point out that the gentleman, and for those of you unfamiliar with my show, The Chad Duke Show, ChadDukeShow.com, we do episodes every day. Best investment you can make when it comes to jocularity. This man is on Ozempic, and he's gaining weight. It should be physically impossible. Chemistry-wise, it should be impossible for it to happen. But thank you, Ant-Man. I appreciate it. If you'd like to get ripped off for baseball cards, go to Pizzo's Cards on X, and he will overcharge you and bend the corners before he sends you the cards. That's the way that it will go. Matt True 180, Daniel. If Lovin' Dukes is racist, call me Adolf. Yeah, that's another thing I got is, what do you care about what a racist has to think? You fucking really, the character of someone's fucking being doesn't come forth after the bullshit that I went through. How many people have been called a racist and a hate monger and lost their jobs? And now we fucking see, I guess they're not. I guess that's not true. I couldn't even believe that shit was bubbling back up. I fucking had to have a laugh. What do we care what this racist thing? Right. Because I could have the myriad, the veritable cornucopia of people that enjoy my program if I was just sitting there spewing vitriol and hate. They're jokes, you dumb fucks. And they're fine again. Lo and behold, all the jokes I got fired for are fine again. All I had to do was wait 4 years. I'll be waiting for Drab T-shirt to call me for that afternoon slot on Sports Doc 980. I'm sure they're going to walk it the fuck back. I'm sure they're going to retract that goddamn mission statement they sent out. We fired a racist. Great. Well done. Good job. Hopefully everybody that you have belching statistics out on that lineup is doing great for themselves. And I got no animosity towards them, but get fucked with that. I couldn't believe I got a couple of those yesterday. I'm like, what are we back in 2016? Where are we? What time? Tell Doc Brown that fucking Mad Dog Tannen is about to shoot him. If you're all the way back there. Try to make a fucking time machine out of steam parts in a locomotive if you're that far back in the past. Well, I'm a racist. Okay. All right. You're right. You got me. You left us for the Titans. Eat it now, brother. You can come back. We waiting. I'll need some help. If anybody would like to chime in on that motherfucking opus, I need some help figuring that one out. There was a couple of guys going in a couple of different directions yesterday, I think. This was a fun one. Shut up, Titans fan. You don't deserve this. Deserve what? Deserve what? What do I not deserve? To sit in front of my TV on a Saturday night and acknowledge one of the greatest quarterbacking performances that has ever taken place. But in my opinion, the greatest rookie quarterback season of all time. I've been watching football for 46 fucking years. What about that tweet that Turd Ferguson is responding to has anything to do with my fandom? I love it. Let me go to that one. That was a good one. That got some run. People were excited. I guess people still want to hear what I think about the team, because I don't usually get much interaction on X anymore. I used to get a bunch. Greatest rookie quarterback season of all time. This has 11,000 views. This has 449 likes. And again, most people are, you know, being decent and just listening to my thoughts or asking me to come back. Oh, I have somebody muted here. Let me unmute them. If JD5 doesn't win Rookie of the Year, it's rigged. I even like that. I don't know why that gentleman is muted. You're unmuted. Everybody gets unmuted by Schoode today, even if you say horrible, horrible things. The point of this was I was commenting on it as a football fan that I've never seen anything like Jaden Daniels. And I want to be very clear on that. Jaden Daniels is having the greatest season a rookie quarterback has ever had. That counts Andrew Luck. Go down the list of any rookie quarterback that's not only excelled their first season, but did some winning. I've never seen that is a lineup, that is a roster that isn't very good. A lot of plug-and-play players, a lot of veterans. You guys know this if you follow the fucking team. You don't need me to tell you this. Cliff Kingsbury's all of a sudden the greatest offensive coordinator in the NFL. Dan Quinn's all of a sudden the greatest head coach in the NFL. Diami Brown is now fucking John Taylor to Terry McLaurin's Jerry Rice. No. Zach Ertz, it's 2012. No. Jaden's that great. He's unbelievable. And I spent the entire first half of the season looking at them skinny ass legs saying, well, he's going to get folded the fuck up. He's going to get folded up like a cheap suit. There's no way he can take this pounding. We've seen it. We've seen it in that uniform. Well, not that uniform, a good uniform, the Redskins uniform. Where Commanders fans lose me is when they pretend like they look good. Like the 3 uniforms they have are clean. Like, bro, let's just be objective. I was objective when I was a fan. I'll be objective now. You got the best if there was one quarterback right now that you want to build a franchise around, and I include Patrick Mahomes, I include Josh Allen, I include Lamar Jackson, include them all. How do you not pick Jaden? How do you not? I don't know how he does what he does in the open field. He's long, he's tall, everyone can see him coming. He evades tackles in a way that I've never seen a quarterback do. Don't know that I've ever seen a wide receiver do it or a running back. His poise. How do you fucking quantify poise? Calm. How do you qualify and quantify calm in the fourth quarter in nut cutting time? I don't even know. We can't even begin to talk about how good he is. And I knew the Lions defense was bad, and I knew it would be a shootout. But how do you stop Gibbs? How do you stop St. Brown? How do you stop all of those weapons that they have? Nobody playing in that building should find any success. It's fucking Thunderdome in there. I don't think they should be going for it on fourth down the way they do. I don't think you can unless you got Jaden. Why wouldn't you? We're within 1 score in the fourth quarter. Oh, we're winning. We're winning because the nerves that everybody else is experiencing right now in this moment, there's one guy that isn't experiencing them. He's over there on the sidelines. He's about 17 feet tall. He's about 120 pounds. Legs like that. I've never fucking seen anything like it. And I'm a football fan. So I acknowledge it. That's it. I'm going to talk good about the Redskins if they need to be talked good about. Just like I talk bad about them when they need to be criticized. You know how much shit I took in my radio career when I would criticize them for their dumbass nonsense, where every offseason I would take a look at it and be like, I don't know about that. When everybody's winning the offseason Super Bowl before that became a trope. Who's the midget that they sent to Seattle? All of these motherfuckers wanted to build around. What's that midget's name? I already forgot his name. Not Taylor Heineke. Who's the other one? The one that threw for 5,000 yards, 7,000 interceptions. And I saw hundreds of Commanders fans saying they should keep him. And now everybody's taking their fucking victory lap about, oh, we wanted Ben Johnson and we got turned down. Guess we knew better. Nobody knew better. You drafted the greatest rookie quarterback of all time. And that didn't take no talent. You were bad when it was good to be bad, and Caleb Williams was going to the Bears. I'll call all of it as we see it. Sam Howell, that's him. Sam Howell. Go do an X search on Sam Howell and go back 2 years. See what these same motherfuckers that are calling me a piece of shit and telling me to never go back were saying they wanted from Sam Howell. Why would we let him go? He's a Pro Bowl. He's leading the league in passing yards. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. And he's flourished in the Pacific Northwest. Fat Tax 244 after the Italian beef sandwiches. Man, Patrick, where do you live? I need somebody in the Northern Virginia area to put me on to some Italian beef sandwiches with the Ghirardini. What is the shit called on the top? With the peppers, I never get it right. That crazy spread they put on with all the Guadarini, Jason Guarini. What is that shit? Those Italian beef sandwiches in Chicago, man. Fucking Windy City Red Hots out in Leesburg had a baller-ass version of that, and they decided to not make food anymore, and I weep openly about that on a regular basis. Yeah, Greg, thank you so much for coming out to the studio this week, buddy. It was good to see you. $5 super chat. Thank you. I got the trifecta on game day snacks, buffalo chicken dip, deviled eggs, and pizza. Paying the price today, but totally worth it. Yeah, give that fucking lower intestine a stretch. Thank you, Greg. That is a fucking lineup right there. I could go for all that. What time is it? Are they kicked off? Did they kick off at 3 or 3:30? I'm not trying to fucking step on anybody's toes here today. Corey Rita, gaining weight while on weight loss medication. Mark and Kathy need to get him into a study. It shouldn't be physically possible. I don't know how he's done it. Weight loss medication. I thought it made you not hungry. I thought it fucking made you not even want to look at food. Thank you, Corey. Rip Dips is the GOAT, obviously. Chad's top 3 dog breeds. Oh, that's easy. That's super easy. Labrador Retriever, Golden Retriever. That's it. That's it. If you get any other breed of dog, you've lost your fucking mind. Get a lab mix. And the lab, even if you get a lab mix with something nasty, the lab part will overlap the other part. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. 7-0 already. 3 p.m. Jalen Hurts, 44-yard touchdown run. How are you not going to favor the Commanders over either one of those fucking teams? How? Giarderini. How the fuck do you say that word? Giarderia? Giarderia. All right, we'll do a couple more of these, and then I'll let you guys watch the game. The point of what I'm saying here is that I don't want to come back. I've never threatened to come back. So you don't need to keep telling me you're not welcome. Okay, I understand why. But I'm not at your front door knocking. I love being a Titans fan. I fucking love it. Is it for everyone? No. They're embarrassing. They're embarrassing in a lot of different ways they weren't embarrassing before I became a fan. Don't think that I haven't fucking thought for many hours about how I'm Scott the Engineer, and I brought the Black Cloud Diner to the step at Smashville to Nissan Stadium. They're opening up a fucking brand new stadium there, and they're the laughing stock of the NFL. And they're going to draft a quarterback that needs to be developed, and they're ill-equipped to do it. They couldn't do it for Malik Willis. They couldn't do it for Will Levis. I mean, they haven't had a quarterback that you would hang your hat on. I mean, Mariota was fine, but what? Since Steve McNair, trust me, I see the parallels. I know that it's weird. It's weird. It's weird what has happened already. I think about it at times. I contemplate on the tree of woe. How are they going to beat the Eagles at this? How are they going to favor the Eagles Rams at this point? How were a talking host for Washington, but Tennessee fan? Okay. If anybody wants to go for the assist on that, time for you to come home. I've addressed that. Focus on. Here's this guy again. See, look, 6. If you hate me, if you're watching this, go find Robert Luke 1908. That's your man. Focus on your Titans and finding your franchise quarterback. You have the number 1 overall pick. I'm aware they just weren't playing. that in that game. Go away, not welcome back. Well, I mean, look, I understand, but I'm not looking to come back. I'm not looking to be a part of the collective. I just wish you well. I was enjoying the football game. It was unbelievable. I was gonna say it had App State, Michigan vibes, but that defense is so beleaguered. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't stop anything. I don't know why they threw a forward pass, honestly. Washington, the fourth quarter. I just would have ran the fucking football. Robinson, Eckler, Daniels. Robinson left, Eckler right, Daniels up the middle. Game over. Would have been it. Jardinera. Jardinera. Don't forget to check out this week's episode of Both Types, not knowing what time kickoff is. I didn't know what time kickoff was, Jay. You're going to have to forgive me for that. I thought it was at 3:30. And if it was at 3 o'clock, I apologize. Very cool. Nobody said I was an expert, clearly. I got the old Vince McMahon treatment. We wish him well in his future endeavors. I didn't even get that. They called me a racist and said, fuck this guy. Sent a fucking press release out, forced the junkies to read it on the air. I didn't even get the fucking WWE treatment. We wish Disco Inferno the best in his future endeavors. No, you don't. No, you don't. Aaron Glenn lost himself a head coaching job last night. No, I don't think so, man. I think he held it together with duct tape and fucking WD-40 in the second half of that season. Last night was bad, but they just had too many pieces missing. All right, very good. Thank you for the super chats. I appreciate that, guys. CDBTW is available. If you haven't checked it out, it's on this channel. Make sure you drop a like. That is free. And if you have too much money burning a hole in your pocket, all you got to do is go over to chad@dukesshow.com, kick a hole in the bathroom fucking wall.
You also put your foot through the wall of the bathroom, too. Do you remember that?
Enjoy the games, friendos, and roll out the trash cans.
Got this beat from DJ Grimy, and you know it's Fuego, dog.